Only survivor from Darlington's last playoff final appearance 4 years ago is not amongst them. He is amongst the substitutes instead. Neil Aspin, who's played here for Port Vale, replaces him, and Brian Atkinson, who was in an FA Cup final here with Sunderland, takes over from the injured Dane Jesper Hjorth. The others to play here before are Steve Tutil with York, Neil Heaney with Charlton, Peter Duffield with Stockport, and Marco Gabbiadini, who's got 28 goals this season. He's been here before with Derby and Sunderland.
Darlington 4-4-2. Follett in goal, Liddell, Aspin. And Aspin, well, he seems to have been around for ages, doesn't he? In fact, I'm sure he made his debut against me in a Leeds United shirt. That's how long he's been playing. Tutil, Heckingbottom, the left full-back, and in front of Heckingbottom, Heaney. I fancy Heaney, with this rain on this beautiful surface, he's going to enjoy himself this evening. Gray and Oliver and Atkinson, watch for Gray flying into a few challenges. He's got the perfect surface for him tonight. And up front, Peter Duffield alongside the strength and power and explosiveness of Marco Gabbiadini.
A credit to your division, I would suggest, so far.
Excellent game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Darlington have been the better side. Pinned them back in the first 5 minutes and then continually kept the pressure on them, and I think that it's only the conditions, I think, that has stopped perhaps Gabbiadini and Duffield scoring goals.
Nigel, can we clarify one or two of these penalty claims through that first half?
Well, there was 3 penalty claims, Paul, during the half, which we're going to look at. This was early on. Heaney's shot.
Is he sliding into the ball a little bit, Ray?
He's sliding into it, but he just gets his body between the ball and the goal. It does hit him on the arm.
You've seen it given, haven't you?
I've seen those given, yeah.
Next one.
It's only perhaps that Gabbiadini and Duffield perhaps tried to be too sure with their chances.
Here's one for you, Duffield, who's really caught the eye, actually.
Well, I thought he was going to be a threat before the game, you know. I think that was just took a slight deflection there, but no, I think he has been bright. Him and Gabbiadini, I think that one thing that's been noticeable as well is Gabbiadini's work rate. Yeah. I think that we got one shot where he chases back, and it's not just about him scoring goals, so I think he's shown how desperate he is to win tonight.
That was a great move, that one, Kempo, there. Good movement, just doesn't get his shot away properly, but that was a fantastic move. They passed it around really well, Darlington.
Well, Heaney, from the wide position, has also made his presence felt in the penalty area.
Yeah, it's a good header, good cross into the far post, but Gabbiadini pulls back for him. You just see Gabbiadini on the edge of the 6-yard box there.
A winger slightly caught in two minds in that position?
Well, I think he's gone for goal, and maybe he's just had a little look. It's next occasion, if he saw it, head it back to Gabbiadini, who's in a better position, pulled away, but he's, you know, unlucky not to put it in the far corner.
We talked a little earlier about the hunger of somebody like Marco Gabbiadini, who, with respect, is in the twilight of his career, but he has led by example for Darlington in the first half. Has he caught your eyes?
Yeah, well, he's caught my eye all season, to be honest. I mean, even at the moment, you know, he hasn't re-signed a new contract that Darlington have offered him, but I don't think there's any question about his commitment to the cause tonight. As we saw there, a header after 25 seconds. That one there, that's where I think the pitch has just caught up with him a little bit, because I would fancy him to score that under normal circumstances.
I think the first header was a great chance for him, but this is a good run. He's pulling away into wide positions, coming back inside, and that's a deflection off the defender, but he's working very, very hard. I mean, this is him on the ball here. Actually gets cleared out in a minute. Oh, this is a good chance. Duffield gets cleared out, and look at him chase back here now on Andy Clark, and a great sliding tackle. Conditions help, but he really has played well in this first half without scoring, because you'd have felt with the chances he's had that he would have actually stuck it in the back of the net, but it shows that it's not all about scoring goals. He works for the team as well.
He's got all the elements here at Wembley.
Last chance for them to mount an attack. But Edwards again is there. What a hero he's been for Peterborough.
Very shortly he's going to be lifting a trophy, Rob.
And Barry Fry has done it at Wembley. Reviled earlier in the season when his team had slumped down to mid-table. Revered now as he's led them into the second division. And Andy Clark, the man in whom he showed such faith, has earned the victory with a second-half goal that does credit to a battling performance when they had to soak up so much that Darlington threw at them. But Peterborough have made it. And no one will be more delighted than Andy Clark, who'd missed opportunities earlier, but kept his head And even when his initial shot was saved by Collett in the second half, he pounced on the rebound. But Steve, Tutil and Darlington will be absolutely devastated, and Barry Fry recognises that in shaking the hands of those players, many of whom have had experiences of Wembley, contrasting experiences before. He's a big friend of David Hodgson, so it's no surprise that he's gone to him to offer condolence in a moment of Peterborough celebration.
What a start the nationwide playoffs. Great second half. You feel for Darlington, Rob, but Clark, as you said earlier, punches the air. Barry Fry thinks so much of him. What about Gabbiadini? Is that the last time in that Darlington shot? He gave his all tonight. Very unlucky. Chucks his shot into the crowd. Very unlucky when he side-footed that one in the bottom corner, which brought a great save.
Well, the North East is drinking in the last chance saloon as far as Wembley goes tonight. Not since 1973 has a league team from our region won a major occasion underneath the Twin Towers. And tonight, Darlington have our last chance. They're in the third division playoff final against Peterborough. It's the last time a North East team will grace the hallowed turf. Darlington got there after finishing fourth in the third division. They beat Hartlepool in the playoff semi-finals. Tonight their fans have made the journey south for the big one, but the team itself have been treating this as just another game. Jeff Brown caught up with them earlier today as they travelled south.
From Feethams to Wembley, stopping off everywhere from Carlisle to Cheltenham. It's been a long 8-month journey to the playoffs. Darlington's final destination is Division 2.
Well, everybody this morning I've said, it's good luck, enjoy the day, enjoy the day. And my answer every time is, I'm not there to really enjoy the day. I'm only there to try and get this football club from the third into second division. And I see it no more than that. And I don't see it as an occasion to be on the losing side and still be happy because I've been at Wembley. It's not even in my thoughts.
Of course, David Hodgson went to Wembley quite a few times as a player, but he wasn't there to watch Darlington lose to Plymouth in the third division final of '96. He had been joint manager, but he'd walked out on them halfway through the season.
I think I was more nervous that day for them than I am this day. Maybe because I couldn't see what was taking place, and every time the lads got near the box, you're thinking, oh God, are they going to score? And then Matty Appleby had an opportunity, and as the game went on and the less opportunities arose, I just thought they're not going to do it. But today I will be there, and I'll be stood there, and every chance we get near the box, they'll hear my voice hoping to get them to put it in the onion sack.
That's the goal net to you and me. Given a thorough workout the last time Neil Heaney was at Wembley with Charlton for that 1998 epic against Sunderland.
It's pretty daunting when you first get there, but as you get in the dressing room and the nerves start to get into your stomach, you forget about the fact that you're playing at Wembley, and I know it's an old cliche, but really it's just another game that we have to go out and win.
Considering the town's long railway history, it was only natural the team should take up GNER's offer and jump aboard the 9:30 for King's Cross this morning. A brief stop at York to pick up a few stragglers. Well, you couldn't leave behind your top scorer and a couple more key players, could you? The last time they got offered Peterborough, Darlington hit the buffers. 3 down in the first 17 minutes. Even a couple of Gabbiadini specials couldn't save them. No sign of Barry Fry yet, but his side's fans are expected to outnumber the Quakers by something like 3-1 tonight. That doesn't bother Hodgson, though. He's only worried about one thing.
For the fans, they make their own enjoyment, and if we're winning, they'll enjoy it immensely. If we don't get the victory and they've had a great day because of the occasion, then they've gained something. But we've gained nothing, in my opinion. All we've gained is another place in the third division for next year, and that's the whole point of being there, to get out of this division and up one.
So here they are, almost at the end of the line. Next stop, Division 2.
Well, the teams are lining up in the tunnel, and it's just about time for the third division playoff final between Darlington and Peterborough. Remember, the prize for the winners is a place in Division 2 next season. Let's join your commentators for the evening, David Mills, and first, Roger Thames.
Well, for many of the Brazilian team who make this historic walk tomorrow, it'll be a major football ambition realised. So just imagine the feelings of the comparatively modest but highly motivated pros of Darlington and Peterborough United as they grab the chance of a last trip onto football's most famous pitch. Pouring rain, terrible conditions, but surely it won't spoil the occasion. Fireworks greet the players. Now there's a break on which Castle is trying to exploit. Clark trying to get to it. Clark may do. This time maybe. That is a fantastic tackle from Craig Little. It's still alive. And Collett's got it this time. What an escape. Clark must have thought he got his goal that time, but Craig Little, inspirational work.
Well, again, the ball knocked in the back of the defender. Looked as though he was done for pace, and it looked a goal all the way. It looked as though Clark couldn't fail to score. But terrific defending from Craig Little didn't give the situation up and prevented Peterbrough from taking the lead. Marvellous tackle.
Farrell knocks it into the middle now, though. And Oliver back there gets it away. Clark flags down, and again he misses it. This time, it just had to come, didn't it? Andy Clark puts Peterborough into the lead. Barry Fry goes quite berserk, and Darlington are broken. Fry celebrates, Clark scores, and finally there's a breakthrough.
Well, again, the ball's knocked in here, headed clear, headed back in. There's play for offside, certainly not offside. Goalkeeper makes a good first save. Everybody's hesitated, waiting for the offside flag. It doesn't come, and Clark gets a second bite of the cherry and makes no mistake. You just had a feeling, Roger, that might just happen, particularly probably in the last 5 minutes when they've just had a little flurry, Peterborough, and of course down.
1-0 in 96 to Plymouth. It's 1-0 in the year 2000 to Peterborough.
So another desperately disappointing night for the North East at Wembley Stadium. The rain's coming down and Darlington's hopes of promotion have gone for another season. Join us again after the break when we'll get all the reaction from the Twin Towers.
Dream about Darlington can only watch and wonder and regret. But it's Andy Edwards who's going to go up those steps. An ending for Darlington's chairman, George Reynolds. An amazing story he's written for them, but in the end, even a great character like George found himself flagged by Barry Fry. Well, they go off and reflect on what might have been tonight. Those tremendous early chances that fell to Billy Duffield that just went wide. Marco Gabbiadini saw keeper Mark Tyler pull off a couple of really impressive saves. But maybe it was that run of 1 win in 11 games, not the missed chances tonight, that means that it's the Darlington players and the supporters who will have to deal with the tears and the anguish tonight.
David, it's the Peterborough players that are celebrating. How are you feeling?
Yeah, of course they're going to celebrate. We'd celebrate if we'd won. At the end of the day, they took their chances. We didn't. Over the vast parts of the game, I thought we may be the better side, but unfortunately, I've said that many times, but if you don't score your goals, you don't win games. I think they soaked most of the pressure up. They were always going to get try and do on the break. I thought we had the upper hand early on when they went to a 4-4-2 to the normal Cavalier style. I thought we had chances. I thought at times, especially in the first half, if the ball had rolled a little bit quicker for us in the surface, that we might have had a few more. But at the end of the day, Peterborough United have won tonight 1-0. They've gone into the second division. They deserve to do that. They came with a late run, and all credit them, and I hope they stay in the second division. They're a very, very, very big club, run by a very, very nice manager with a great attitude towards life and football, and he deserves something.
David, I've got the greatest respect, not only as a manager, but as a man, you know, and I've had dealings with him. He brought me a great player to Birmingham when he was in the agency thing. He's had 2 spells at Darlow when he's put a lot of money in himself. I've done that at clubs. You've got to admire managers like that. And now that he's got George back in, he's put together a tremendous experienced side. And but for the Darlington pitch, Darlington, believe you me, would have won this league by a mile. I think their home pitch let them down badly. As they showed tonight, they're great football inside, but their pitch is a ploughed field and it didn't suit their style of play.
Just want to get out of here, really. It's been a hard thing to take. I think sometimes if you don't perform and you don't get the right result, sometimes it's easier to take than when you do very well and create chances and then don't stick them away. It's harder to take sometimes, but we've, you know, as over the season, we've done ourselves credit but not come out with what we want at the end.
I feel bad, but the thing is, what we've got to look at, we haven't done bad. It was my first year, and if you've got a business, your first year in the business, what you've got to do, you always have your teeth in troubles, don't you? And it's like a business, you work at it until you get it right. This year, we've had our first year, and we haven't done bad. One, we've paid off all the debts. We've built our army from 2,000 up to 8,000, 10,000. We've had a remarkable year. They've played well all year round. We played good football, all right tonight. We were all over them. We had the first half, we were ahead, but it's that one goal. Once that goes against you, that's it. The pitch best, but I'm not going to blame the pitch because both sides play on it. Really, we should have played better because we used to play on bloody water. We walk on water, you know. And you can't be down about things. What you've got to do is look at it and say, well, all right, we haven't done it this year. We'll do it better next year.
I'm proud of every one of them. There's times this year when I've had a go at them and they accept that and respect it. And there's times when I've praised them, but I've praised them a hell of a lot more than I've ever kicked them up the backside. You don't have 20-odd clean sheets and 22 or 23 wins out there a season with a team full of average players. They're good players in there, a lot of them. And at times they don't get the rub of the green. Tonight I would have said that we created chances, we didn't take them, but there's nothing to do about that.
I'm still a Darlington player at the moment, so it's up to them to keep it that way. And you know, if they can match, you know, what other teams are coming up with, you know, not that there are any people coming in at the moment, then obviously you've got to consider it. You know, I'm happy at the club. It's been a good club for me. I've been good for them and they've been good for me, and the supporters have been fantastic.
So the North East football season is finally over. It ended disappointment here at Wembley tonight. Darlington losing out in the third division playoff final. Now, David Mills, you watched the game. Just wasn't meant to be, was it?
Well, it ended up that way, didn't it? Hugely disappointing. Disappointing, I think, because for long periods, particularly in the first half, Darlington dominated the game. They created more chances. Unfortunately, they didn't take one, and you just felt the longer the game went on, if they didn't score, Peterborough eventually would have a little period in the game when they would flourish, might just nick a goal, and then it would be a back against the wall. And that's what it proved to be. But, I mean, they played well, Darlington. They just didn't take the chances. Peterborough had a couple of chances second half, managed to take one of them, and then defended so well. I mean, the two centre-halves, they got bodies in front of the goal, they blocked the goalkeeper. They didn't have the good fortune that every team needs, Darlington, and it cost them dearly in the end.
Well, David, thank you very much. The only good thing to say about tonight is that we don't have to come back here. The North East Wembley nightmare has finished. Another team from our region won't play here, and I'm glad. Shearer, the sooner they knock this place down, the better. From the North East match, good night.
Just chasing rainbows all the time.